I think it's pretty generally agreed that 2021's been a bad year. The pandemic's gone pretty bad, the new variant's going crazy, but even worse than that, redo of Healer aired. Anime this year has been very strange. Seems like everything that was supposed to be good has either been mediocre or sucked. Thankfully, this may have been a blessing in disguise, because with no good big boys, people were forced to watch the new shit. New anime that otherwise would have been stuck in the shadows, swept under the rug as just like some random wacko shit. So it was such a weird year for anime. What ended up in the top 5 best? And what took the #1 spot? Was it the fan favorite but also fan least favorite Attack on Titan? Was it the hype king Demon Slayer? Or maybe it was redo of Healer? Just kidding. That shit was ass. That show sucked so bad beyond the rape fantasies. Like, just from an objective writing standpoint, it was horrid. That sucked. I'm off topic. Anyways, let's get into this.
Yarr, she's giving me scurvy.
These are the ones that could have made it, but sadly didn't, as you would expect. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you. You should probably know what honorable mentions are. Let's just start it off. First honorable mention is going to be Wonder Egg Priority, one of the most amazingly animated animes of the year. It follows 4 girls in the biggest mindfuck I've ever had the pleasure of watching. The anime was fun, beautiful, and the story was so engaging that I was able to watch it all in one sitting. Next honorable mention is Usuma Ranking, or however you pronounce it. An anime about a prince named Boji, the son of the strongest man in the world, and his journey to becoming strong enough to be worthy of the title of king. The animation is stellar, the opening is really, really good, and the direction this anime is going leaves me expecting great things. The only problem is that there's only 11 episodes right now, so there's a lot of questions but not many answers. Both these anime are just amazing and damn near flawless, but there's certain aspects that I didn't like much in both of them, which resulted in them being outdone by these 5 anime. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it.
Get back here, Shocker! Shocker! You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
Number 5, To Your Eternity. An anime following an immortal being made by some sort of godlike figure that has the ability to turn into creatures that die near it and produce anything that gives it a sensation. For example, it starts off as a rock, and then when a dog dies on it, it turns into the dog. Or if it gets shot by an arrow, it can produce an infinite amount of arrows. So basically, this creature, whose name is Fushi, lives off of feeling, right? It's supposed to garner all these interactions and feelings and just become like sort of an encyclopedia of the world. The first arc of To Your Eternity is so amazing. The nameless boy and his journey are so heart-wrenching that I felt like I was obligated to watch through the rest of Fushi's journey. Sadly though, they were never able to top this arc, and it just ended up being kind of formulaic up until like the last arc or or 2 of the season, resulting in it being only number 5 on this list and not any higher. It's still great, don't get me wrong, but it peaked so hard at the start that I was kind of like, there's no point in me finishing this, like, you know. And there were also numerous characters that kind of just annoyed me, like the prisoner girl. I just didn't care about her at all. Her backstory was kind of boring. She was really annoying. Everything about her was just like, this sounds horrid, but March I kind of found annoying. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a bad person. I wouldn't be surprised, because I don't know why I found her so annoying. At times, I would just be like, shut the fuck up, March. Anyways, let's just move on to number 4. Coming in at number 4, we got Mushoku Tensei, or Jobless Reincarnation, if you want to say it in English, like non-weeaboo. First thing I want to say about this anime is the animation is so good. Arguably the best out of anything this year. Like, it's just amazing. Like, the sound design, the animation, the art, the fluidity of it all. Everything is just so good, both in the first half of the season and the second half. It's just so good. The show follows a fat shut-in NEET who gets hit by a truck and sent to another world. Standard isekai, right? But everything after this completely blows every other isekai out of the water in every way. This fat shut-in NEET gets reincarnated as a boy named Rudius. the son of a well-renowned knight and his hot-ass healer wife. Rudius goes on to become a top wizard in like 10 years. He gets born, starts reading magic books, learns incantationless spells, which is like unheard of, and he gets taught by this magic girl, and then he ends up being so good. He's like, I'm 10 years old, but I want to go off to Wizard University. And then he has this friend, and he's like, I want to bring this person with me too, but then his parents are like, well, we're not paying for that person, so you got to go get a job. And so then he gets sent to a castle. He gets to teach a little noble girl, not a little noble girl, she's older than him by I think a year or something like that, and he teaches her all about magic. But then there's a spoiler. Everything after this is just gonna be spoilers, like heavy spoilers that you probably wouldn't want to hear about. But before we get into the spoilers, I would just want to say the anime is very good. So if you heard this and you're like, oh, maybe I should go watch it, do it, because the animation is beautiful, sound design is beautiful, music is all great, the characters, everything about it, the world building, it's so fantastic. You gotta watch it. Anyways, now into the spoilers. Let's go. Boom. Big magic explosion. Him and the girl he's tutoring get sent to the demon continent. They meet Ruijerd, a demon guy kind of thing, and all the people hate him because he's a demon and they're racist. But Rudy doesn't hate him, and neither does Eris, and they form a group and they go on adventures trying to get back home. The best part of this whole ordeal, the dead end trio, is the fight with Orsted. What a fight! That fight, it actually shot this show all the way up to number 2 on my top 10 or top 5 anime of the year list. And Jesus, because it's just so good, man. Orsted, he's so cool. It was so well done how they're all dead at the start and how they didn't die, or how they were alive at the end. Like because like you see them all dying and you're like, well, how are they gonna get out of this? And then it actually comes to fruition and you're like, well, are they just fucking dead now? But then it's like, that's psych, of course they're not fucking dead. You idiot. But yeah, Orsted is so cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing more about him, his curse, and his grudge against the man god. He's a sick Donnie. But you might be wondering, how did this anime go down 2 places on the list in such a short amount of time? And the answer is pedophilia. If you watch my Higehiro review, you'll know that I don't like pedophilia. I said it. There we go. Controversial opinion here, lads. Lamone doesn't like pedophiles. Whoa. Thank you for clapping, but you can stop now. Rudius had already kind of annoyed me, like, for the entirety of the anime, but then he went on and did something fucked, and he had sex with a 15-year-old, even though he has the mind of someone who would be like 48 or something, mad old, so he's like 30 years older. Rudy already started annoying me. He started annoying me when he talked to Orsted, despite Ruijerd being like, don't fucking talk to this guy, we're gonna fucking die if you talk to him. And then Rudius was just like, hey buddy, what's your name? Do you know anything about you? And I was just like, oh, you fucking dumbass Rudius, I hope you die. And then we switched to Orsted, and then he went ahead and had sex with a 15-year-old girl, and I was like, damn, I really hope you die. And we switched to Orsted as the main character, because fuck, man, I just don't care about you anymore. Like, did it ruin the show for me? No, because it's a whole anime. But did it ruin his character for me? Did it make all the character development that he was going through feel pointless and make it so that I felt no empathy for him when he was abandoned, and will continue to not feel any empathy for him for probably the rest of the series? Yes, it did do that. I recorded my reaction when I first watched this episode, so I think I'll put that right here.
I just finished episode whatever. What episode is this? This is episode 22. Shut up! What the fuck was that, man? You kidding? I'm cringing. I'm like, my eyes are squinting. My right cheek is like converging into my eyeball right now. Cause I was just I understand that it's like, oh, we gotta show that he's still got flaws, but I didn't want to see that he was a nonce still. I would have thought after all this he may have relinquished his title of being a pedophile, but he didn't.
Anyways, enough talk about pedophilia. Let's move on to number 3.
Man's never been in marquee when it's shut down, eh? Trust me, daddy.
On Taxi, baby, a show about a walrus taxi driver with a knack for identifying people getting mixed up in a massive crime scheme with some of the worst criminals in Tokyo. I don't know why I started talking like that. This show is insane. It's so bonkers. It's got a great soundtrack, gorgeous aesthetic, smooth animation, and a story with so many twists and turns it feels like a roller coaster. The mysteries in this anime almost seem never ending. It's like Death Note, honestly. If I had to compare it, I'd say it's Death Note but with a walrus taxi driver and no Death Note. The overarching enigma continued to remain for the entirety of the series. Every answer brought up 2 new questions, and it was crazy. Every episode drew me in further. The reveal at the end is absolutely insane. It's so it makes everything so worth it. Every single episode. The payoff is so good at the end. The way everything's tied together is something reminiscent of the ending of like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, or maybe like One Piece. Speaking of One Piece, let's move on to number 2.
Faltes el respeto, gordo mogólico de mierda con discapacidad de visión y de tacto anal, la reconcha de tu madre recluido mental hijo de una...
Guess what? It's One Piece. Wow. One Piece this year has been so good. Arguably the best it's ever been. Not to mention it's weekly, so it's just been consistent bangers, one after another. How can I not put it in my top 5? One Piece started off this year with the big bad episode 957, which remains as one of the most beautiful single episodes of anime I've ever watched. Then we got the Yonko bounty reveal along with Rogers, and then we jump right into the best flashback in all of One Piece, the Odin flashback. Odin versus Whitebeard, Whitebeard versus Roger, Odin vs. Kaido, and Odin's execution were all animated so beautifully and done so well, I'd be willing to fuck them. That's graphic, I'm sorry. We also got to see Roger find Laughdale, which is every One Piece fan's dream, but it didn't stop there, because once this flashback ended, we got even more amazing sequences of animation, like the raid on Onigashima, the 3 supernovas reuniting, Jinbei's return in their like cup drink exchange thing, episode 1000, and so much more, all combined to make this my second favorite anime of the year.
You see my hamster anywhere? I think it got out the cage. Oh, you talking about the one that was on that desk? Yeah, did you see
I ate it, bro. My bad. I didn't know it was yours.
So what could beat that? What could beat the 1000th episode and the best flashback of my favorite anime? Well, the answer is a perfect storm of stellar animation, the best soundtrack in any anime ever, a beautiful aesthetic, a flawless story, and so much more. The return of one of my favorite all-time animes after a near 4-year absence. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Megalobox Nomad. I made a video about this anime around 6 months ago, calling it the anime of the year that nobody's talking about. And would you look at that, there's still nobody talking about it. There's not much I can say about this anime that I didn't already say in my video on it, so I'll try my best to keep it brief and go over the general aspects that turned it into my anime of the year. First, the animation, arguably one of the most important parts of any anime, and one of the strengths of season 1, was once again a major strength. The beautiful retro art style was brought back with the new age quality that was enough to keep me entranced with every single frame, and the impact-based yet fluid and smooth fighting animation resulted in some amazing fight scenes, despite there being no flashy powers or crazy colors. I already mentioned the soundtrack, said it was my favorite in any anime ever, and I really do mean that. In a year where so many animes have openings that I would regularly listen to, Megalobox's theme of the Nomad ended up being the one I listened to the most, and still listen to regularly to this day, even though it ended 6 months ago. Not to mention it had bangers like the theme of Mac, the theme of Liu, the theme of Liu Slowed, Jimmy Jim, Determination, Oicho's theme, and one of, if not the best ending of the year, El Canto del Colibri. I don't know if I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. I tried my best. It really pains me that these songs are all copyrighted and that my Megalobox video got nabbed for copyright, because I wish I could put them in more videos. I did, despite the copyright. I made a whole UFC series about Joe, and I used Megalobox songs in it, and every single video just got absolutely devastated by copyright. Not really devastated, but you know, got hit with that copyright right hook. Copyright hook? Oh, that's funny. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Megalobox gets me riled up, lads. Another strong suit of Megalobox Nomad is its characters. Every single one of them has a unique purpose, and no one feels like they were jammed in there just for the sake of being there. And Joe has shot up from being in my top 50 favorite characters, you know, like I was like, okay, Joe's cool and all, but he's not like these guys cool, to being in my top 5 next to the big dogs like Sasuke and Musashi Miyamoto from Vagabond. The somber and depressing tone to Nomad in juxtaposition to the happy-go-lucky tone of the first season is something that even to this day I can't get over how well it's done. I used the word juxtaposition there and then fucked it up by just making a grammatically incorrect sentence, but you get the point. The symbolism, the philosophy, everything about this anime is just top notch, and the more I talk about it, the more great things I think of. So I'm gonna have to stop myself here. This anime is perfect. If you want to hear more about it, go watch my other video on it, or go watch the anime and then go watch my video on it. Whatever you do, watch my video on it, because that video is really good and it's one of my favorite videos, and it should be more viewed than the goddamn cyberpunk video that I made that is just pure clickbait, and it's not a good video at all. I don't want that to be one of my most viewed videos anymore. Please just stop searching up cyberpunk VR sex. Stop and click it. Don't do it. Stop. There's no need. Get control of yourself, people. God damn. Anyways, that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Here's to 2022 being a better year for anime. I'll see you on the next one. Adeuces.
I wanna be an OG, sipping 4-5s like my granddaddy. Wanna be an alcoholic, no time for family. Can't even see the distance from the people around me. I wanna be the dude that your girl calls pimp. Me motherfucker who could bust your lip. I bust another baby mamas, leave them crying, leave them lonely like my papa. I don't wanna be a doctor, I don't wanna be a lawyer, I just wanna be important. Put my face on maps, everybody know me cause a motherfucker raps. Deal with the devil, dealt with the devil, lead with the devil, lie. I'm the devil, I need the devil, you need the devil. Who you think you talking to? You talking to the best they never knew. No crew, never had a clique, no gang. Living by myself, never been no thing. Never need a bitch, never needed a woman. I never needed anybody but a pen and my bullet. I can't deal with the lows that'll come in the future. If I blow up, then it was good to know you. A guy like me can't deal with fame. When you hear this verse, then remember my name.